This is going to sound like one of those hot takes that's not meant to be a hot take, and I will gladly back myself up. Here goes. Arch Manning is to Texas what Deion Sanders is to Colorado. Yeah, I know it's going to take a little while. I can explain. Arch Manning is to Texas what Deion Sanders is to Colorado. If we just stop there, they are the two most high-profile names in the game right now. In terms of just the spotlight, all about them. All the time, all about them. Now, I should qualify and say, well, he might be the Deion Sanders of Texas because obviously he would need to be playing to generate the spotlight, but that's not entirely true either. And I'm not quite sure he's playing anytime soon. And I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure he's wearing a Texas uniform in a few years. But the two of them are the most high-profile names of the last few decades. The spotlight will always be on both of them, all the time. And this one guy's not even playing, and the spotlight's going to be on him all the time. Arch Manning is the most high-profile. I didn't say best, okay? Please understand, I'm just talking about celebrity status, high-profile celebrity status. But Arch Manning is the most high-profile recruit in Texas history in my lifetime. And I grew up here. I used to wrap Christmas presents in newspaper articles about the Texas football program when I was a kid. So he's the most high-profile recruit in Texas history. He might be the most high-profile recruit, period. I never once said best, did I? I didn't suggest one single second of playing football. I just said high-profile. And I'll tell you what, I'll qualify it just because I don't want to hear somebody say, I don't know, somebody from the 50s or something. So let's just go most high-profile recruit of the past 40 years. If you've got another, go ahead. If you've got someone that coming out of high school grabbed the spotlight quite like this kid, his family, then I'm happy to listen. So he's not the best. He's not even the best at his position on his own team. I'm not sure. He's third best, maybe. He's of the most famous football family, and that family is arguably a few of the highest profile pitch people in this country. The whole family is a publicity machine, and that's not going away anytime soon. I'm pretty sure the superstars of the family are not doing fewer commercials in the near future. In fact, it seems they're doing more commercials and more shows and more and more and more. So the spotlight's not leaving the Manning family anytime soon. It is the first family of football. He could complete, Arch Manning, he could complete a 6-yard swing pass, and it'll be considered one of the greatest passes of all time. For every first down, if and when he plays, I'm going to keep saying if, okay? But if and when he plays, every first down, okay, this is assuming he ever starts at Texas or plays at Texas. I guess he will. I don't know. But every first down will be hyped like he's Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow wrapped into one. His pregame warm-ups, even this year, and he's the third string quarterback on the depth chart, will be hyped. So he is, just like Deion Sanders, just like what's happening with Colorado, he is to Texas what Deion Sanders is to Colorado. And Deion Sanders is the biggest story in college football this year, and he's the most high-profile, interesting coach the game has seen in decades. So is any of this deserved? Not really. Is it his fault? Not really. No, not at all. Has he handled it well? Yeah, so far. I don't think he's going to be playing anytime soon, but he's handled it well. So here's why it's in the news very much, because I think the whole celebrity part of this And I'm not saying the kid has been chasing the celebrity status. He doesn't have to. I said he is of the first family of football, and that spotlight is not leaving them. I'm pretty sure his uncles are not doing fewer commercials. They're going to be doing more. So the reason why he's very much in the news, all over every sports site at least that you see right now, that's because his trading card just sold for $102,500. $102,500. Now that's $102,497 more than I would pay. But okay, whatever. I can make an argument. I will make an argument that on one hand, it's a good investment. On the other hand, it's not a good investment. Either way, it's pretty risky, but that's the game you play. So the trading card auctioned for $102,500. Through Panini America website. He shot a video for that about a week or so ago. I think at one point it opened at 60-something, and since it's jumped to 102, I don't know that game, so you can fill in the blanks why it would be shooting up. The card was an autographed one-of-a-kind that features an image of his Longhorns practice jersey. Preparing to pass the ball. The auction ended Saturday, and according to ESPN, surpassed the record previously set. If I stop here and say, would you like to guess the other trading cards that had held the record? And I don't mean going back in time to baseball cards and stuff like that. Luka Doncic autographed his, and that was at $100,000. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks, by the way. He's really good. Arch Manning hasn't played it down outside of practice. All proceeds from the auction are going to support families in Central Texas through St. David's Healthcare and St. David's Foundation. That's nice. The winning bidder, whose identity is unknown, will also get the chance to have a meet and greet, catch passes from him, and be a part of the charity check presentation. So, blah, blah, blah. None of that. I mean, that's fine. I don't fault him. I don't fault him of being in the first family of football. I think he's handled it well. Now, we could ask ourselves, is the trading card a good investment? And let's look at this objectively. I mean, if it is an investment, and in his case, I assume that it is, and the reason why I question that is that most of what goes on in big-time college football, particularly at Texas, is a handout. Here's some cash, here's a car, take it. So let's assume this is an investment. He doesn't need the money. He's one of the rare few that doesn't need the money. Now, I know that a lot of people have said, wait a second here. He said he wasn't going to do any of these deals until he was starting, and now he's doing these deals. Whatever. Fair point, but come on. So is it a good investment? Is it a bad investment? Let's walk through that. The reasons why it could be which way do we start? Good or bad? Bad? Okay. The reasons why, no, I'm going to do good. Because the bad is kind of a buzzkill. The reason why it'd be a good investment. One, he's to Texas what Deion Sanders is to Colorado. Okay? It is a hype machine. It is a nonstop focus. It is a limelight 10x. No other player will gather the kind of publicity, the kind of attention that he will. So if he plays, that's a big part of this, but if and when he plays, it's automatically worth something. What if he's mediocre, Jeff? So, I mean, it's still high profile. I mean, I don't know everything about investing in trading cards, but the upside here is he's ridiculously famous. The famous part is his family name, which is not going away. The other part is he's going to be wearing a Texas uniform, which means automatically it's going to be hyped. Automatically it's going to be valued at more. Automatically you're tapping into a base that has plenty of money. And then third is if he plays it on is reasonably good. I'm not saying great at all. I'm saying reasonably good. It'll be worth something. I get it. I think. I wouldn't do it, but I get the upside. There's the upside. The downside. He doesn't play. Now, right now, it's $102,000 because his last name is Manning. That's the truth. He's third on the depth chart, okay? He's played in one spring game. That's the driving range. That's like practicing before the driving range. So, like, this is like saying he was good at Topgolf or something. There's not a whole lot to take away, except he's famous and a famous name, and he was a star recruit coming out of high school. I get all that. The reason why this would be a risky investment, and I look, there's so much hype. If you had to put it on a scale and you said, I'm going to go invest $103,000, I don't know if I'd go for a trading card of a college kid, but if you're inclined to do that, I think the upside outweighs the downside. It's just the downside is a deal killer. Here's what the downside is. He doesn't play this year, not going to play next year. Somebody beats him out, and he's not wearing a Texas uniform anymore. That would be the downside. You bought a trading card that is about the Texas uniform, and what if he's not wearing a Texas uniform in the near future? The reason why I say that is a legitimate reason that any college player, quarterback, particularly if they think they're good enough, and they all do, if they're not winning the starting job by year 2, a lot of them, if they're not winning the starting job by year 1, they bail and go somewhere else. But I'm sure, I bet money that if anybody, whether his name is Manning or not, you don't win the starting job by year 2, you better go somewhere else. So the downside is you bought a trading card that is all about the Longhorns and all about his name. What if he's not wearing that? That's like, I don't know what it's worth then. I'm going to guess close to 0. But is it worth the risk? You can decide. It's not his fault. None of it is. No, not at all. I don't even think it's Texas's fault. I don't think there's any blame to go around. This is a fairly reasonable transaction. It's a fairly reasonable gamble. The whole deal makes sense. I want to circle back to my hot take that he is to Texas what Deion Sanders is to Colorado. If this works, same with Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders' part is already working. Just the name, the sex appeal, the flash, it's already selling out. It's already making sure they're on TV. The hype of Deion Sanders is working. Whether or not Deion Sanders delivers the goods and can coach is going to be debatable. But the hype machine is working. Same thing applies for Arch Manning. He is the most hyped player who has not taken a snap. Okay? The high-profile status is not debatable. Just imagine if he does deliver the goods, if he's just a good college player, it'll be overhyped. Same thing with Deion Sanders. They by themselves are a magnet. Magnet to everything that comes with publicity. So I don't even know anyone close in terms of the hype machine. Most of the time, I'm saying guys that haven't played at all. The only comparison I could give is Deion Sanders, because usually to get hyped to this degree, you've got to play. You actually have to play and do something. But when you're from the first family of football, this is what comes with it. And he's handled it as well as you can. And then you just have to go and play.